Hey guys,
Hey
welcome back.
everybody!
Welcome Thursday.
Thursday.
That's right.
Happy Thursday. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Long week because a lot of people have been, school started this week back up again
That's
for
right.
most everybody. We still homeschool, but
We added a little bit of
she wanted to have some classes at the high school, being in ninth grade. I know a couple of the teachers down there, so it's all right.
right. Sorry,
Um, She
someday.
wanted to get one of the classes, but she will get it next year. So, and she'll be able to take a couple of different classes next year that she really, really wants. But it'll be a learning experience for her this year, so it'll be good.
That's right.
So,
All right.
anyway, Thursday, we're talking about Proverbs 4. And again, we want to be respectful of your time. So, pop down below if you have been following so far. That'd be great. Any insights or questions that you have on this chapter, pop it down below. Please let us know. That would be amazing. So,
All right. So let's jump into chapter
chapter
Proverbs
4.
4. Yeah.
Yeah, chapter 4 is, again, it's dealing with wisdom as the whole book itself really does.
Right.
But again, this one's talking about wisdom. And we just want to pull just a couple things out that, I don't want to read the whole chapter. Please feel free to do it, yourself. But we just want to pull a few things out that we thought was good
Yeah.
and that we kind of want to dive in a little bit. So,
Right. Well, like starts off right. Um, King Solomon is talking to his kids, telling them about his dad, King David, and what's going on.
mhm.
And he goes, learn. You need to pay attention and learn good judgment. So, where's good judgment come from? It comes from your parents. Understanding where your parents are and seeing how they act. That's how you get your judgment, your baseline of judgment. So you see your parents do things, and that you see how they navigate through life, right?
Right. And some people nowadays don't have as good of examples
Oh
as like even in the past, different people have come from different families. I mean, there's a lot of broken families in the last years
no,
as
right,
compared to 50s 60s where you had the nuclear family and there, you know what I mean. Even then, some of the ways that families were was tough,
right,
but as a general whole, you know I think there is a lot more broken families, people coming from divorced homes and
right,
or single mom or single dad homes now. So that makes it kind of challenging to really even understand what's a good judgment call,
right.
So,
Because everything comes into a question then,
yeah. So
right,
sometimes that's not necessarily the best avenue that we come from,
right. But see, that's where you go and you educate yourself. So get the wisdom because you can get wisdom two different ways. You can get wisdom the easy way, where you pay for an education, or you get the books and you read the books.
Get mentors
Get
as
mentors,
well.
right?
Yeah.
That's one way. To get is the other wisdom is trudging through life and digging those ditches and going, oh, well,
Learning the
this
hard
didn't
way.
work, or
Sometimes it's the
this
hard
worked,
way. Yeah.
right?
Well, sometimes even doing that way is not necessarily bad either.
Well, no, not at all.
But sometimes, I mean, if you have been warned or you have been shown, this is an easier, a better path, and you don't do that, you're going to get the wisdom one way.
Right.
And sometimes you might end up doing it the hard way and regret that you should have just listened in the first place.
Like I tell my kids, like, well, you can do this the easy way or the hard way. Which way you want? Easy way is that I teach you, I talk to you, and we work it through. Or the hard way is, there you go, have fun.
Right.
We'll see you on the other side.
Right. Yeah. So.
And that happens, And I've had a few kids that decided, like, I'm gonna do it my way. Well,
Yeah.
okay.
And so they're learning the hard way.
Right. And then you come back later, like, oh, I see what you mean, Dad.
There you go. Yeah.
All right. All right. So the other part I liked about this chapter is it tells you should prize wisdom. And remember, wisdom for King Solomon he puts it as a female, right? So she will make you great, embrace her, and she will honor you. She will place a lovely wreath on your head. She will present you the beautiful crown. And that right there. So if you understand wisdom, you embrace her, you nurture it, and take care of it. She will take care of you. The wisdom will take care of you, put you where you need to be. They'll put you up there above where you're at, put you in places that you normally probably wouldn't be.
Open doors.
Open doors, yeah.
Open doors that probably wouldn't open.
Right. Put you in rooms that you normally wouldn't be in.
Yeah.
That's wisdom. So you either do it the easy way or the hard way.
Right.
Right. All right.
Further down in the chapter, it was talking about like get wisdom, and how David encouraged Solomon, because he's talking about how, Solomon talked about his dad, and how he was encouraged the pursuit of it.
Right.
That being more important than like any just one specific piece, but always be pursuing it, going after it, and valuing it, pursuing it, even make sacrifices for it to get it, to understand it.
Well, yeah, we are making a sacrifice. No matter what you do, every day you make a sacrifice one way or another. You will make a sacrifice. There's just no way of getting around it. The question is how much of a sacrifice are you willing to put out to move ahead? I mean, like kids go to school, right? Well, they sacrifice time at home to go to school to learn, or they sacrifice their time of going to get ready to go play or do things because they have to sit and read a book. They have to understand how to do math. They have to understand how to write. That's all sacrifice. Everything's sacrifice. Even as an adult, so we have to sacrifice our time at a job so we can live, right? Well, since the wisdom is where to work. What type of work? What are you good at? How can you make money at what you do?
Well, and it also talks about here in like commentaries and stuff that we've searched, talks about the get wisdom. It suggests from the Hebrew that buy wisdom, because the Hebrew word carries the idea of a commercial transaction.
Right.
When it says get wisdom, it's saying buy it. So whatever you need to do, buy it somehow. Again, it could be physical money. It could be however you see that. But it says that it's a physical transaction, commercial transaction to get it. It's suggesting that you do that to get it, because you'll see throughout Proverbs and the scriptures that support this, that there were people, kings, queens, that
Cleopatra.
Yeah, Cleopatra was one of them. She came and paid Solomon physical gold and silver to get wisdom from him. So she physically paid him to do that. So you see that in here, to physically purchase that. And people did come and purchase his wisdom physically. So he was the first, he understood,
right,
what it took. And so he was a businessman as well. Did he need the money? No, but he knew that they were giving him money. They were physically letting go of something. Because
he knew that people are not going to learn anything unless they have to give up something. If they don't pay for it, they're just going to take it and just do whatever.
And he had people just literally willing, here, take this. Now I want to know, all about this, and this. Tell me this. Help me understand. I want to know.
Right.
And they physically paid him money for that. And he's not going to refuse that,
Well, but just to sit though. I mean, even like say tithing, right? Same thing with tithing. You
Mhm.
give God money for tithing. Guess what? He's going to teach you something.
Mhm.
That's the whole point. And God's going to say, okay, since you gave me 10%, I'm going to give you 100% back.
Right.
But are you willing to listen? Are you willing to learn? Are you willing to take what it takes to learn the wisdom to get that 100% back?
Right. Because now sometimes you can, get things for free.
Right.
And I've always, I have done things for free. I've gotten some of my understanding, some of, what I've done for free. But I understand also where that's coming from, that they sacrificed to just give that for free. They didn't have to give that information for free. And so you got to take that information as if it was $1,000 worth of information.
But I look
And
at
not everybody is able to do that either.
but I look at it like this: everything, nothing is for free. Nothing. A free puppy is not free.
No, because you're going to pay for it eventually.
Right.
You got to feed it.
So
You got to have vet bills.
so when somebody gives you information for free, there's still a cost. Your cost is you took the time out of your time with family, friends, doing what you want to do to learn what they gave you for free.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a cost somewhere.
Right. There's also a cost for, especially if it's good advice or something that could really help you further something. If you
Right.
don't take that advice, that's going to cost you.
Right. It goes the other way too.
So
right.
there is that.
It can cost you relationships. It can cost you a house. It can cost you a car. It can cost you.
Mm-hmm.
Depends on what it is.
Right.
Right. All right. Let's move on a little bit here. All right. So this one I like too. Well, you already did that one already, didn't you?
Yeah, where we get the wisdom and stuff.
Yeah.
And then I think the other thing that we were talking about it still kind of goes in with what we're talking about, because King David was teaching Solomon about receiving the wisdom and stuff. But let me just read kind of what this commentary says. But in the regard, we appreciate something of the irony and tragedy of Solomon's life. King David taught him well, and Solomon received the lessons, valuing wisdom so much that he asked for it above all other things. And you can see that referenced in 1 Kings chapter 3, where King Solomon asks for wisdom above everything else. Ironically and tragically, though, late in life, Solomon did turn away from the path of wisdom, and you see that in 1 Kings chapter 11. Even the best lessons can eventually be rejected. So it's, for me, it'd be this, a takeaway from that would be learn from that. Don't turn away from the wisdom that you get. And don't have a tragedy happen in your life like what happened to Solomon later in his life when he turned away from it. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah. I mean, like here, 4:13, right?
Mm-hmm.
It says, "Take hold of my instructions. Don't let them go. Guard them, for they are the key to life." So if you just ignore the wisdom that's given to you, guess what? You're going to wind up in a ditch somewhere. You're going to wind up underneath the bridge. You're going, what happened? It's like, you didn't pay attention to what was going on around you. So that means what? Pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and take a step forward. Take the next step forward till you get back on your feet and you can keep moving again. Because life is like riding a bike. Yeah, you might fall down, it might hurt,
right?
But guess what? You can get back up, and start pedaling again, get going, right? So, what's your next one?
Yeah, no, I think that's pretty much all I had.
Okay.
Was, unless you had something that you wanted to say.
Well, it also says, to kind of watch what you're doing, take the wisdom at heart. Because if you don't take the wisdom at heart and you start going places that you're not supposed to go, or start bad mouthing things, or because one reason or another, because you just feel whatever, that's going to come around and bite you. Because karma is crazy. Karma is a crazy person. I'm telling you, she will come around and bite you in the butt when you least suspect it. You want to do good to people, karma will come around and say, "Hey, guess what? I got this for you." If you want to do bad for people, will come around and go say, "Hey, guess what? I got this for you too." So karma goes both ways. It all depends on how you treat her. Karma and wisdom, I think they're hand in hand. I think they're sisters.
You probably, yeah. So get wisdom, search it out, get those mentors, get the, learn, Get the wisdom and the knowledge that you need to do whatever you need to do, whether it's for business, whether it's for personal growth, spiritual growth. Get the wisdom, get the mentors.
Right.
And because mentors have been there before you, so they already know a path. They've avoided, probably been through stuff that you wouldn't have to go through. That's what mentors are for. It's about getting the wisdom. If you have to pay for it, pay for it. Find a way. If you really want to grow and get better and become better, have a better business, have a better personal life, have a better spiritual life, you're going to put a little money out. It's going to hurt a little bit, but you're going to be much further along. You'll
Right.
be able to help more people. And the ultimate thing here is, as other mentors of ours, is to, what's the ultimate goal? To help other people, because that's what we're put here to do. Something that we've been through or gone through is meant to help somebody else, most likely,
Right.
if you're open and willing to do that.
But here's the thing too: if you have a mentor and they're telling you, "Hey," because you asked for help, and they're saying, "Hey, this is the path that we see," and you don't take it, guess what? That's disrespecting your mentor. That's disrespecting you for who you are. It's like, so if your mentor is saying, suggesting that you do this, this, and this, and you go like, "Okay, we'll do that," but you don't do it, shame on you.
Right.
Or if you can do it, and they say, "Hey, okay, I can't do that. So what about something else?" Then you and the mentor sit down and you guys talk it out. Talk what's going on. Or
And
if you,
find out why you can't do that.
right,
Or are you just being stubborn?
right. Or do you just want to be selfish and do your own thing?
Yeah.
If that's the case, why you haven't? Why
Why
are
you
you?
have a mentor?
Right.
Yeah. There's that too.
And if you're asking somebody to hold you accountable, well,
That person should hold you accountable,
right, and
whether you like it or not.
and don't get mad at them because you asked them to hold you accountable.
Right.
So that's also part of being wisdom.
Right. Because I mean, I have several good friends, and I know one of my good friends. I mean, she'll tell me,
Right.
and I told her, it's like, I know that you can tell me, and I have a couple friends that they're able to tell me, look, you don't do that,
Right.
And I won't take it bad. I may not like it, but they tell me. At least they're willing to open their mouth and say something and be vulnerable enough and say, well, if you're going to be mad at me for saying it, I said it, whether you like it or not.
Right.
That is a true friend. That's a good mentor that'll see you through it anyway. And then they just let you be and sit in it for a minute. And I usually, yeah, I understand. I see what you're saying.
Right.
I can, maybe I can do this instead, or maybe I can change that, because they show me their perspective. They see and they explain, they don't just slap you,
Right.
but they do. It's like, look, I love you, blah, 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 blah. But I just think, it's just how we talk. So you find somebody in your life like that, hold on tight.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And don't get mad at them.
Well, if you do, hopefully they're good enough and strong enough that they're just going to stick around and say, you're mad at me about it, but, you think about it,
Right.
So
I'm one of those that will stick around.
Yeah.
Every time he goes F off somewhere.
Right.
I'm like, well, okay, that's your choice.
But anyway, that's kind of what, we had was, like I said, the wisdom, hold on to it. It's like Solomon says that it's, or how that's Hebrews is like, it's by a physical, seek it out.
Right.
And it will be your life would be better for it.
Way better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you have any comments about that, drop it down below. I'd like to hear your insights on what you think. And so
we're good to go.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So have fun.
Have an awesome night and an upcoming weekend. You guys have a great weekend. We'll see you here same time next time Thursday.
All right, guys. Have fun.
Bye.